The Magic City of Miami welcomes you to Week 4 of Major League Rugby as the Inter Miami Sports Field in Florida sees a big clash with the Chicago Hounds. Hello and welcome to the Shark Tank. I'm Dallin Stafford alongside former US Eagle Will Hooley. And Will, what's impressive of both these sides, wins last weekend, but it was Chicago that stunned the defending champions New England.
Yeah, I mean, the reigning champions New England got absolutely obliterated in the Chicago Hounds home. But that means nothing if they don't back it up. And as for Miami, yeah, they've had some success, but they've been on the edge. And for head coach Jose Pellicina, he will want to see some better momentum, some even better results out there. These two match up against each other really well. This is an Eastern Conference showdown you don't want to miss.
And which two players are you keying on today?
Oh, they are talisman for both their sides. Different positions, though. I've gone for Manuel Ardao, the Uruguayan international. That's number 6 for Miami Sharks. And then I've gone for Oli Devoto, England international, number 12. Look at their stats. They're on both sides of the ball. They carry so hard. They get the meters. They get over the gain line for both their teams. And then defensively, they absolutely put their bodies on the line. Yes, Oli Devoto, you could say that tackle success is down, but he also makes big shots as well. You're going to say, you're going to miss big. Look, defenders beaten, you name it. They are the key players to this game to see how well their team gets a success.
Well, here we go. Miami and Chicago sit 1 and 2 on the Eastern Conference standings, which makes this encounter even more intriguing. Who will survive the next 80 minutes in the Shark Tank? Kickoff is next.
It's time to hit. It's time to fly. It's time to leave it all on the line. It's time to get loud. And time for tradition. This is our time. This is your time. It's rugby time, America.
So if that's the chest hair or the beard hair.
You know what? I think we've got off to the wrong foot here with the soul patches and the beards.
Shave me off, this looks terrible.
Beard could talk, what would it say?
I don't know, I wouldn't say much. It's pretty thin. It's pretty malnourished.
What do you think?
Oh man, yeah, touch your brother eyes.
Today's presentation on Major League Rugby is brought to you by Beard Guys, the official grooming partner of Major League Rugby. And VitaCost, the official online health retailer of MLR. VitaCost.com, take the cost out of healthy living. Here are tonight's lineups, brought to you by VitaCost.
It's an unchanged front row from that win against Anthem last week, but there is a change in the front 5 as USA Eagle Thomas Casares comes in to replace Gutierrez. And then as for the back row, welcome Ronan Furley to the Miami Sharks. He makes his first appearance alongside Ardao and Bonasso. Santiago Videla goes from 15 last week to number 10 this week. He partners up with Enciate. Thomas Cabelle is still out, the Argentinian veteran, but there is still plenty of talent, plenty of experience in this back line, none other than Orlando, their captain at number 13. Jose Pellicina will want to make sure his heart rate is a little bit lower this week. They've been winning games, but literally by the skin of their teeth, you could say. They will want to make sure that their reserves come on and they can try and get this win at home more comfortably. But they will be going up against the Chicago Hounds. Chicago Hounds have made 2 changes from the team that played the Free Jacks last week. Yannis Venter and Ignacio Perculo coming to the front row instead of Fawcett and Paddy Ryan coming out. Canadian international Lucas Rumble captains the side. He was superb last week, earning himself a Team of the Week performance in MLR. Chris Hilsenbeck gets his first start for the Hounds. The German international but USA domestic qualified partners alongside Devoto and Campbell, who have been superb in the centres this season. Chris Latham knows the win last week against the Free Jacks was brilliant, but it means nothing if they can't back it up. Eastern Conference top spot is up for grabs, and they can get that today here in Fort Lauderdale.
Our referee for this one is Peter Pender, touch judges Luke Rogan and Tom Siampa. Television match official is Greg Gilliam. Beautiful conditions for rugby in Miami tonight. Take a look at our weather. There's a slight gust of 5 to 10 miles an hour, and that could be havoc with the kickers. 74 degrees. Marvelous conditions for this encounter. Miami in their usual strip, they're pink and blue. They'll be on the left of your screen. These 2 teams played twice last year. Chicago winning both matches. 23-19 here in Miami and 38-26 at SeatGeek Stadium. In white and green to receive on the right, it's the Chicago Hounds. Friday Night Lights. The Sunshine State welcomes you to round 4 action. It's Miami that face Chicago in the Shark Tank, and we are underway with the Hounds receiving this on the radio screen. Early chip downfield to Miami. Nice catch on that far side from fullback Tommy Malanos, known as the Pest. He finds the fly of Santiago Videla that has a nice break in midfield. Videla beats a couple. Superb breakout from the fly off. There's Tommy Inciarte. In yet again for the injured Tomas Kubeli. He shifts it to the right-hand side. Full of running so far. Tomas Kubisha driven back. One of the standouts this season so far for the Sharks. To the deck goes Rebusone. The Sharks really put in the phases nicely to get a Videla. Quick ball. Orlando, the captain, on the outside. Looking to float one over the top. Oh, just a bit too high for Marcus Young.
Well, here we go then. Miami have shown so much promise already in this Major League Rugby season, but it's just been tight. Tight in the matches they've had so far. And a little bit of inaccuracy early in this game, but good to see Santiago Videla get his hands on the ball. I'm interested to see how the Chilean international goes in at 10, taking the reins. As for Chicago, this set-piece area, though, is key.
Yannis Venter, nice throw from the hooker. From Boksburg, South Africa. He's from a place you don't mess with. Bryce Campbell goes to the line, the US capped international veteran center. And out Chicago, both sides 2-1. Standing so far. To the right, that's nice hands. It's picked up from Ortsberger, now turned back on the inside. There's scrum off mid-short, 29-year-old from Sydney, Australia. Looking down the short side yet again. Another aggressive run, Noah Brown, the crowbar, who was so brilliant last week with a try-saving tackle, a try himself, and some brilliant carries as well. Noah Brown, his father, Todd, fought in the UFC, so you can see where he gets it from. Nice hands yet again from Hilsenbeck, and here comes Chicago again. The Hounds on the outside, charging into the 22. Short yet again. Hands yet again. Pifoletti missed on that occasion. The Hounds now bringing all the faces to get a Fenter. Goes to the back. Devoto in midfield, the no-look pass. It hits his boots. He's been very creative early on as Ollie Devoto as well. And Chicago throwing everything at it.
I think the Hounds are looking very creative in their play. Love seeing the ability of ball players everywhere on the field, and Ollie Devoto is one of them. England international, so key, as well as his partner, Bryce Campbell, the USA Eagles. Just watch the way Campbell takes to the line. He's got options. Hilsenbeck out the back, Devoto's there as well, and they just pick them off. Having that variation in attack is so important. It keeps the defense guessing. Just even in this first 2 minutes, Dallin, I'm seeing some good signs from the Hounds.
Yeah, great combination there. Ollie Devoto, the centre, by the way, crashed his car the first week in Chicago. So he's recovered. He's back on his feet. He's playing some great rugby. First look at scrum time. Pifoletti, Fenter, and Peculo up front, taking on Muti, Mahil, and Kolomatangi in the Shark side. Two big power forward packs. Good stable scrum here for the Miami Sharks. Tommy Inciarte, the Uruguayan international, has it at the back. He will box kick. Hounds of a dangerous back three. Good hands there from Pollock, finds outside centre Bryce Campbell. Again, still going strong. Campbell going against some of his Eagle teammates, and Ben Banasso and a few others. Mac Jones, 58 caps in Major League Rugby, former Austin player in this league. Support there from the vice-captain, James Scott, his dad Andy, watching from England. Piffeletti comes in as well at ruck time. Orsberger takes it, gets hit hard. Brown is there with him, the wings in tandem. Mid-short yet again, and one of the new signings in the side. Still laid back there for Orsberger. Chris Latham side, trying to get on the front foot. Tremendous amount of phases they're going through. And Miami this time go really well on the defensive side.
Yeah, good amount of phases, but not really going very far. Good defensive stand by the Sharks. This is something they're going to really have to bring today. I talked about the variation in attack that Chicago have got. Miami, that's some good defensive effort.
Take a look at our keys for this game, Will.
Yeah, look, both teams wanting to get this win in this Eastern Conference showdown. Discipline for Miami, far too many cards, far too many yellow cards, and that sometimes has cost them throughout these games. Keeping the ball alive, they are the team with the most offloads at MLR so far. When they're getting behind teams, they really are a threat to just keep moving the ball. And Chicago, remember, they had a short turnaround. They played Sunday, and now it's Friday. Can they catch them off guard? For Chicago, it's the areas like this. The line out, the scrum, be dominant. Take that dominance throughout the match, and then when they get into the red zone being the 22-meter of the opposition, come away with points.
Well, they scored plenty of points. 5 tries last week against the New England Free Jacks at home at SeaKeep Stadium. What a win that was, 36 points to 7. Well, Anthem giving the absolute roller coaster ride to Miami, who just came through in there. Nice stab there from Inciarte. Could play a bit of territory as Miami Sharks get the ball back with a nice big kick to Tommy Malanos, 27-year-old from Argentina. Play with the Dallas Jackals before he decides to run. Gets a little step on as well. Malanos needs support as ruckers arrive. Inciarte played in Rugby World Cups 2023 and 2019 as well. His experience vital in that 9 jersey. Chasers coming on this nice high kick from the Sharks. Ball bouncing around freely. Lucas Rumble is there, the Canadian captain. And captain of this side as well. 58 test matches to his name. Mid-short to the right. Looking for quick ball around the fringes. Gets a nice little switch and then driven back in a tackle. Chris Hilsenbeck, the 33-year-old. Another carry here is Ignacio Piculo. Another Uruguayan international in the side for Chicago. Again, can they get over the advantage line with each of these carries? Mason Flesh, 46 caps in MLR, former Toronto Arrows for 3 seasons in midfield. Well, Miami have really done well on the defensive line as Hamish Bain goes for a run. Oh, it's picked around the fringes. Piffeletti, the loose head. Still possession stays with the visiting side, and they'll get a penalty.
Shame in the end for Miami. I've just been noticing down in early stages, when they've been in their defensive line and tackling, they aren't trying to compete on the ball. So what does that do? It allows you to have numbers on your feet across the field. You can clearly see they've got 2 at the back, they've got 13 at the front, all of them tackling and defending. They're not interested in trying to have a poach at the ball. However, the one time Oti Piffeletti picked through the middle, found a bit of space, and then Miami did try and poach at it. That's when it caused a bit of chaos. Not rolling away, and that's why they had a penalty. But it's just interesting to see the tactic of Miami. They are willing just to say to Chicago, hey, you can have the ball, but we'll tackle you. And ultimately they did. Just that little bit of ill discipline right at the end.
And well, you've got to feel they're doing their homework, watching the New England game last week, seeing how they were exposed in the wide channels.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing what they did so well as Chicago is they did get in behind very well, and they had that offloading game as well. So Miami just to stick, get numbers in front of you, go at the attack and start taking names. Don't bother trying to put an extra person in a breakdown when you don't need to a defensive team. Interesting tactic by Miami. It was working, but that man on screen, Piffeletti, found a gap through the middle of the ruck, and that's why they had a bit of pressure, and that's why they got a chance, maybe, for the first points of the game.
Oti Piffeletti played alongside his younger brother, Capelli at Saracens in England, and with the Legion in Major League Rugby. So first shot at goal for Chris Hilsenbeck in this game. 7 minutes gone. Hilsenbeck joins from Biarritz, played in France's competition for many years. Chicago Hounds fly off, has the first points on the board. It's 3-0. The Hounds lead here in the Shark Tank.
Great for his nerves. Hilsenbeck just assessed them with the 3 points. Just a reminder as well that there's plenty of good number 10s at Chicago. The likes of Tim Sweel, the South African, they brought him in this season. I believe he's actually gone back for a wedding in South Africa at the moment. And then, of course, Adrian Carcer played number 10 last week, fortunately picking up a knock against the Free Jacks. So that's why Hilsenbeck gets his chance, and just getting an early few points on the ball will just help him settle into this match.
Yeah, so true. Need that coverage in a long season of Major League Rugby. Chicago receive the kickoff. Again, boom it downfield. This time, a nice touch finder here in the Shark Tank.
Just the boot of Ollie Devoto as well. I'm going to be talking a lot about him this game because he's so influential, both sides of the ball. But the fact he's got that left foot, Chris Latham, we spoke to early in the week. Chris Latham was a brilliant Australian international player, now head coach for the Hounds. He has a left foot himself. He even said it's so great to see Devoto bring that left foot cannon that he has to his game. And we just saw it on display there.
That's right, former Wallaby fullback Chris Latham with 78 caps, Australia 7s as well. Great to see him leading the charge now in Major League Rugby. He was with the Seawolves, assistant coach last year. Quarterback for Kirby Myhill, the Welsh international for Miami. What have they got up their sleeve? To the inside centre, that's Giuseppe Toy, capped Canadian international, but the penalty goes the other way.
Just waiting to hear the referee what it was, and that was a net roll. A reminder that when you come into the breakdown as an offensive team, you cannot grab anywhere around the head or neck area, also known as a croc roll. It's really something they're coming down on, the referees. As we watch just a basic take into the contact rumble. Yes, just watch there. Foley, I think that was number 8, if I'm right, just gets that neck area and twists it. You're not allowed to do that at all. Penalty for the Hounds.
Yeah, great call and great stop tackle as well there from Nate Osberg as well, getting Miami behind that advantage line, and now all of a sudden 5 meters or 8 meters out, an attacking line out here for Chicago. The Hounds, 3rd year in Major League Rugby, out of Illinois. Fenter goes to the front of the lineup. Here comes the big pack. The driving maul hits the deck, so they've got to pick and drive. An error has crept in. Miami will be happy about that.
Bit easy. And those are exactly the 2 things, Dan and I said for Chicago in this game. Set piece dominance and coming away with points when you're in the red zone. It's just when you're away from home, and as I say, they've had a tough turnaround to play on Sunday against the Free Jacks and then come down to Florida here on the Friday. It's those little bits of skill and execution they want to hit. If they can hit them early, and that just brings their confidence up. And as for Miami, you could say they got away with that one as they look to try and exit.
Such a physical encounter last week, you mentioned. The Butcher, Dylan Foster, the first player at 100 appearances in Major League Rugby, sitting out as well. So is Michael Hand. Minor knocks for those players you mentioned. Adrian Carcer as well. The rest of the players that are on their feet are pretty banged up as well. But that is the nature of this competition. It doesn't get any easier. And even the Miami Sharks, who were playing a side who have not won a game in Major League Rugby, they were trailing 31 points to 22 against the Anthem last week. And then a try from Beckerman and Santiago Videla kicking the winning conversion near full time. What an absolute thriller. And you mentioned Will Jose Pellicina. He doesn't want these games to go to the absolute wire every single time. He would love it to seal the game a bit earlier. Big shove here coming from the Chicago Hounds. Inciarte, under all sorts of pressure, able to get his kick away. The Hounds let this one bounce and then knock back superbly. That was from Devoto yet again, getting heavily involved. Here's Nate Osberger, the 7s and 15s international player for the United States. Short on the right-hand side. Can Chicago unlock like they did earlier in the game? Hilsenbeck moves it to the right, Devoto, a flat ball. Campbell runs really hard, does the outside center. Bryce Campbell. Now the pack with Bain. Former Scotland under-20 player, helped them to 5th in the world at the junior level. Here's Matt Jones, the 28-year-old out of Brisbane, Australia. Thoughts, of course, with those affected by the cyclone that's hitting Australia at the moment. Chicago yet again up 3-0. 12 minutes gone in this game. This is week 4, Friday Night Lights. The only MLR game here today. Pifoletti puts his body into the things. Now changing direction. In fact, there's Pifoletti with a carry. Support from Ignacio Piculo. Here comes Scott one more time. Just building and building the phases. And another penalty.
Now this will be something frustrating for Jose Pellicina, head coach for Miami, because the defense down there looks really strong. It looks really well in place. And then a no-arms tackle, and now they get a penalty. All of a sudden, was it Rebusone, sorry, the number 5, just coming in, no arms, and just letting off Chicago. They were going nowhere. Really good defense by Miami. But again, the ill discipline just costing them as they have another chance. Chicago, what, 6 meters out?
Yeah, it actually looked like there was the big tank, Tau Kolomatangi, who came flying in with a shoulder. Player born in Auckland, New Zealand, several international caps with Tonga. He knows how to hit, but he needs to keep them legal. As Chicago again, but to see if they can drive this time. Giannis Fenta started just once in MLR last year for Chicago, came off the bench 9 times. Ball is still there with a hookup, but they're not going to be able to push through the distance here. He gets very close for the Hounds. Now it's the drive, reaching for the line. Still short. Try awarded. Chicago, and their forwards get it done in the Shark Tank. They have the opening try.
Good quality, powerful work from the Hounds. As it looked as though maybe Mac Jones was coming up from the bottom of that, but it was a full team effort. Good patience off them all. It got collapsed in the end, only a couple of meters out. And I think with the penalty advantage, so they could have maybe thrown something out wide, but no, keep it tight, keep it together. Look how they go in 2s. No one's going off on their own. No one's going to get risk of getting turned over. In the end, I think that's Mac Jones there who gets over for the Hounds' first try. Good, solid work coming from a solid platform. The set piece, as I say, Dallin, so key. And then getting rewarding for that try.
Mac Jones has been so impressive playing in MLR for many, many years. And now doing it recent times with the Chicago Hounds. Australian schools boy player, an under-20 product. It is 8-0, 15 minutes gone. And despite Miami initially holding strong on the defensive side of things, they've leaked a penalty and now a try. Flav Chris Hilsenbeck, 22 caps for Germany, but born in Northridge, California. Strikes the conversion. It is 10-0. Chicago lead here in the tank.
Neat work from Hilsenbeck to get over. Just straight up power. And in the end, Miami just a bit slow to adapt. And you like to think as a home side, when you're on the line, your defense is everything. I've been impressed by their defense, certainly outside of their own 22. Needed to come alive there more, get lower, get in a better body position, because Mac Jones took full advantage of that.
Chicago Hounds this season, they took out the Houston Sabercats 25-22. They lost to the Utah Warriors, who are going to be a real handful this year, mark our words. In a game that went 45-31, and then of course we mentioned they beat the Free Jacks last week. That's how Chicago have gone so far. Well, Miami Sharks, a heart attack city here. They lost 31-29 their very first game. They won the last 2 in the last few moments of the game against Nola Gold and Anthem. Chicago set things down to exit their lines. Team from the Winnie City, coached by Chris Latham, Todd Dammers and Noel Reed. Just plenty of territory to play with, as you can see by the stats on the screen. And you can see the stats here. Miami looking to make all the tackles because they haven't had a lot of possession outside the opening minute.
No, they haven't really had a chance to get into this game. Maybe now from this lineup they can mount an attack. Really impressed. Just even the basic stuff. Mitchell Short with good box kick up to halfway. What a grab he's been. Chicago have signed very well this season, particularly in those key positions like a 9, like in the midfield. Even bringing someone like Oti Pifoletti in to the front row. Play with Oti, of course, at San Diego Legion. He's a great player, especially domestic American player as well. But now Miami, they have a chance.
Mahill finds Ben Bonasso, the vice captain. Now the peel around the fringes. Manohar Dow is there. Been quiet so far in this game. He's in the headgear wearing 6.
I think that was clearly, it's got to have been just a mess up between Dow and Bonasso. A peel round the front. But as soon as Bonasso came round, there was no one there. Whether they were trying to pick off that man in the 5-meter channel, I don't know. They do get the ball back, so Kirby Myhill gets another chance to throw this in. Miami just need to get into the game, get a basic move, hit the middle, get settled, get some phases going.
Second year in Major League Rugby for the Miami Sharks. Top down, drops off there from Casares. The one-handed offload from Ordao is picked up from Inciarte. Knees on the ground, so that's a good tackle. Now looking to get into the fray. Muti, the 27-year-old out of Hawaii, has the ball stripped, and here it is for Chicago. Jones kicks through. It's been scooped up here from Molanos, the fullback. Tommy Molanos driven back in the tackle. What a hit. Bryce Campbell comes flying in. And Chicago Hounds look to almost pinch the pill. There it is there. Ball in hand. Now for Piculo. Miami have to defend yet again, as the visiting side have plenty of possession to attack with. Hilsenbeck tells his forwards to loop around. There's Pifoletti yet again, of Tongan heritage. Played against New Zealand All Blacks in DC here in the US. Chip over the top into open space, bounces perfectly, and just drives Miami all the way back.
Really neat. Really neat from Devoto just to poke it in there, keep the pressure on Miami. And it all came from this big hit and this big counter at the ruck. It's those Bash brothers in the middle, Dallin, in Devoto and Campbell, that just put the physicality on Miami. Then it's the counter up that comes through. I think it's Lucas Rumble there who just gets a boot on it, and away Ignacio Piculo gets the ball. Superb work, showing their physicality early. They've really turned up here in Florida.
Myhill to Tomas Casares. And now Ordao goes on a run. Miami Sharks will have to put this one downfield. Inciarte wants to shout at his family and friends watching in Uruguay. Well, they won't be happy about this start as they trail by 10 points, 20 minutes gone, and they leave that one behind. It's knocked on from the Sharks.
Scrappy bit of play just to settle things now, as Chicago, everything is going correct for them in this first 20 minutes. And you like to think for Miami, there's nothing really that is going in their favor. Average box fit kick from Inciarte. Just a slight reminder that, knowing about this field, Dallin, the wind as such is that Chicago will have it coming from right to left. We saw it when they had their last home game here against NOLA. They were pretty much in the exact same position. They were down against the wind, but still, they won't be overly happy the first 20 minutes. Chicago get another strike from the scrum.
But short feeds at the back, Lucas. Rumble, the captain picks, finds his halfback. It's a flat ball, not on target, so kick through for Miami. Here comes some speed as well, chasing through superbly. Here's the winger, Kubisha, and then left behind and knocked on. Tomas Kubisha was racing through. Oh, so close. The Hounds put the kick through. Devoto with a left boot of his. Finds Santiago Viadella, man from Santiago in Chile. Fenter goes high. The Sharks. Rabusana hits the deck. Bounce pass, not the greatest pass. So Orlando looks to flick it back on the field. Now he has some space to work. Kubisha yet again, showing his impact. Another little flick. Bonasso takes it upfield. This is better from the Miami Sharks. Getting over the advantage line. Soft hands from Rabusane. Big strong tackle comes in from Piculo. Down the short side. Augsburger just putting his body on the line. The winger, Videla, finds Kirby Myhill, the 32-year-old. No advantage coming. So now, finally, Miami will have a penalty and they can march upfield.
Yeah, they can march upfield, but they were also marching upfield because of that offloading game. Again, something I talked about right in the beginning, how they are going to mount their attacking pressure on the Hounds. Just the way that Orlando looks, not much on, but it's that little flick out the back. Sees his man. Always when you're offloading, see the man. Make sure it's not just a 50-50, and they do that. They move the ball away from contact. Ronan Foley gets this away, and it's just keeping the ball alive, and they continue to go forward. As a defensive line, Dallin, it's so hard when you're on the back foot. You keep having to readjust, and you get pressure on you. So Miami, good play to get into this position.
So we're just having a TMO review for something that happened just a bit earlier. Another croc roll around the neck.
Well, there you go. I mean, if there is an example of a croc roll, as it said, it's that. And that is not going to be good. Just when I was talking up the Sharks, and then they didn't do that.
And it's Taukolo Matangi. But no arms tackle earlier, and now comes in the big number 3.
And it's just also, like, the players know this, Dallin, as well. This is something which is really being cracked down on now, but poor discipline.
Well, we're going to take a short break, hydration break time. It is 10-0. Chicago lead Miami in week 4 of Major League Rugby. It's Friday Night Lights. We'll be right back.
In an ever-changing landscape where every decision matters, our mission is clear: to delight our customers at every turn. At Globant, we create the digital products everybody loves and empower global brands by building impactful solutions for millions of people. Our studio networks are responsible for creating experiences that leave a lasting impact, building AI-powered business solutions tailored to each industry, empowering brands with a blend of creativity, strategy, and technology, enhancing efficiency and accelerating breakthroughs with a unique AI model and agents for software development, boosting productivity with cutting-edge tech and implementation services with market-leading partners. Driven by technology and passion, we dare to go far, we dare to go fast, we dare to disrupt. Globant, technology that dares to delight.
Goes to White, just inside their half of the midfield line, center field.
Welcome back, 10-0 Chicago lead, but it's disaster here from Miami. A card will likely be shown here to the big man, Taukolo Matangi, number 3 for the Miami Sharks after that croc roll was reviewed. So yellow card shown to Miami's front row player, and that is disaster.
I mean, it's actually 2 occasions already happened in the first 20 minutes for Miami. They've got to learn their lesson. Discipline has really hit them hard at times, and maybe they've got away with it against the likes of someone like Anthem. No disrespect. Nola, they got away with it. Had a great second half. You've got to be fair on the Sharks that day, but against Chicago, they're not. Hilson Beck now will punish them as he kicks us up inside the Miami half. And hey, before that, we were talking about Miami having an attack, and they had a penalty to kick it into the Chicago half. It just turned like that.
Well, what's the talking about coming to this game? Miami before today had conceded 4 yellows and a red, so that's their 5th yellow. Meanwhile, Chicago 4 yellows and 2 reds as well. It's an area of the game. Of course, it's early part of the season. These things will happen.
Yeah, 100%. We are seeing a lot of cards, one way or the other. Got to be fair on Chicago. Their discipline's actually been good overall. For Miami, though, that's not good.
Line out, goes to the ground. Now an attacking chance. Hamish Bain for Chicago. Can they exploit a player advantage there? Still drive upfield to the 22. Mid-short gets the forwards going again. James Scott, former Worcester Warrior player. Now Devoto in midfield finds Bryce Campbell. He's a lot of good carries as the outside centre. Hilsenbeck attacks himself to the flaff. He's got Janus Venter with him. 25-year-old hooker that steps in for the Butcher. Dylan Fawcett, the Chicago legend, hit 100 appearances. What an absolute star. Now here comes Chicago, and the wave continues. Good offloads, again from Scott. And again Devoto behind the back. Finds Hilsenbeck, well supported there. Ben Pollock was pulling some strings as well. Here comes Mason Flesh, gets the offload to Pifoletti. Miami trying to pinch this one, and they get through and do it. It's a pinch that needed to happen, and Manu Ordau is there, of course.
Had to be. He is so key to the Miami defense. And I was saying earlier about how they are keeping their numbers on their feet to defend. But I think maybe Jose Pellicina has said to his main men, someone like Ardal, you're allowed to have a go at the ball. Good attack from Chicago. They move the ball nicely, but watch how Ardal just releases and gets in straight away. He's a nugget of a man. He's certainly not the tallest, and that gets him the ability to get in those really good body positions over the ball and get the turnover.
We mentioned last year, 33 turnovers. You could look at that momentum breaker for Chicago. Now all of a sudden Miami attacking.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we could say a momentum killer was Miami's penalty from the moment ago. So Chicago almost getting a bit of taste of that themselves. Good work, though, from the Uruguayan international. He's so key. I mean, literally both sides of the ball. Great turnover from the 6.
Try scorer machine as well. Ball down to Ardal now for the Sharks. Playing their 3rd home game so far this season. Inciarte pinches around the fringes. Beautiful break. Kabisha now puts the kick. Oh, it's been pinched. The kick has been pinched from Ben Pollack, and he kicks downfield. The Sharks under all sorts of pressure now. Molanos turns it back in field. Viadella just able to get his kick away. And the ball is not out. Here we go. Nate Osberger, he's got slippery feet. Osberger beats one, bumps out of a second. Inciarte brings him to the deck. It's Chicago now. They find themselves on attack. Campbell comes in on a beautiful line break. And again, it's that quick ball we speak of for this Latham attack. Out wide. Brown, the crowbar is there. Noah Brown, the wing 3/4. Hamish Bain into the contact zone. In fact, that's Bain right now. Driven backwards. Still there for Pifoletti. It's been pinched. What a great read from Miami as they hoof it downfield. Tommy Milano's kick will find Nate Osberger yet again. Look at the jump step his way up the middle. Gets the offload. Bryce Campbell is there as well. And the arm comes up to Chicago. What a long passage of play.
What a long passage of play. And you got to say for Miami, I was literally screaming in my head, kick the ball off. You're under so much pressure. You got the turnover. Well, let's just talk about the start, though, from here. Great little sight from Inciarte, just to take it down that blind side. It's so good. I mean, from Pollack just to pluck that up, turning the attack, or should I say defense into attack, and then all hell breaks loose. Just kick the ball out, reset, because as soon as you offer a counter-attack opportunity, Chicago looking to take it, just wasn't needed from Miami. Could have controlled that. Now they found us under pressure, and guess what? They find themselves again a line out 5 meters from their line.
It's Janus Venter to throw. Formerly with the Free State Cheetahs in South Africa. Now loving his time in the United States. Coming across, blocking, so penalty Miami Sharks.
Yeah, just getting in front, I think, of the catcher. As soon as he came down, there was a player in front of him. Deemed as that blocking, as the referees just pointed out. So Chicago, you've let Miami off the hook this time. It's a bit to and fro, you could say. And for the Hounds, again, they know that if they get that set-piece accuracy going, they have that chance there to push it over. We saw it in the first try of the game from them. So they'll be disappointed. As for Miami, they're just trying to exit. Mention about this breeze, and it clearly is paying an effect. I was mentioning how to try and kick the ball off. Maybe it's affecting the line-out throw as well, I don't know. But for Miami, they're definitely going into some sort of wind.
Yeah, it certainly does play a factor, big time. Well, our Chicago fans, welcome wherever you're tuning in, especially at the watch party at the Guinness Storehouse in Chicago. We know you're there funneling a few cold jars, enjoying the Hounds' lead so far. It's 10-0 as we approach the half-an-hour mark. Miami Sharks really haven't had a lot of opportunities in this game. Kabisha had one just a few moments ago. Now it's a kick over the top for him to chase from Inciarte. The jump, and Pollack does really well yet again, does the fullback. Just 24 years of age from Sydney, Australia. A new signing, US qualified as well, can play wing and fullback. Flesh goes to the ground. Play with the Ontario Blues. As Mooti flies over this one, but doesn't give away a penalty. Sets up Mitch Short. Oh, throws an intercept pass. Inciarte's there back on the inside. Here we go, Miami Sharks! Manu Ardal! He is something special. The Sharks are in.
Get out of here! Where was that from? Literally plucked out of thin air. Manuel Ardao thinks it's out. Oh, we might come and have a little look at that. Is he onside? Referee thinks he is. And then you could tell Mitchell Short is just not sure where to go, and he just passes it and gives it straight to the Miami player. Ardao, who's been everywhere so far for the Sharks this game, he's right on top of it. And out of nowhere, Dallin, Miami Sharks have got their first try of the game.
Manu Ardao now equals the top try scorer for the Miami Sharks. 7 tries to his name. Nick Grigg, former Shark, equals that record as well. They've scored with 14 players.
Yeah, they have. I was wondering whether the referee might have had a look as to whether that was offside. That's my only question mark, but maybe he called the ball out. Couldn't hear it from the referee mic here on the broadcast, but hey, Miami take the chance.
Conversion attempt here from Santiago Viadel against the run of play. 5 turns into 7, and it's half an hour played, and it's 10-7. A lot better for the home fans.
Here we go, take a look at this again. Great work, Inciarte just plucks that. If he doesn't get that, then you probably think it's a try for the Hounds. In the end, 2-1 with Pollock, the 15 for the Hounds, and Ardao. If there's one man who's deserved something so far in the Sharks team, it's that man there, the Uruguayan. Talked about him at the beginning. He's absolutely showing his class.
He was an MVP in the Super Rugby Americas competition for Peñarol. His Uruguayan side now doing the damage here in Major League Rugby. Such a joy to have him here in North America. All right, 10 to go to the half, and just 3 points in this game now. We said it's been a seesaw affair with limited opportunities for Miami Sharks, but Jose Pellicina's side have got points with a beautiful try. Molanos again goes downtown to Orsberger. Hilsenbeck finds the fullback, Pollack. He stopped in his tracks. Former Linfield and Chatsworth Juniors player. Flesh, good hands. Here's Bryce Campbell looking to stay in the field of play. Chicago straight back at it yet again. Ignacio Piculo, 26 appearance for Peñarol on Super Rugby Americas as well, playing alongside Ardao. And now Hamish Bain skips out of one. A tall timber. Gets him again over the advantage line. It's a lovely no-look pass from Chris Hilsenbeck. Flav marshalling things here. As Janus Fencer wants to keep attacking. Does the hooker. Banasso comes in. Stops the South African from Boksburg. Off the line they go. Massive shot yet again. Was that Ardao as they kick through the Sharks. Oh, this one goes out. Kick there from Marcus Young.
Flying off the line. You could just see the energy now for the Sharks. Literally, that line speed, although they've been connected well, I haven't seen that line speed be as good as that. Chicago try and open up both sides of the attack. They wanted to try and open up left and right, but there it is, it's Ardao. He just spots it again. He is reading Mitchell Short, the scrum half of the Hounds. And you could just tell that everyone's getting behind. Ardao's lifted it. The Miami have just lifted it as well in their defense.
One player changing the game is a wrecking ball. Is Manu Ardao, and now trying to pinch things at line-out time. We play on for the Chicago Hounds. Devoto loops on the outside. The left-footed kick over the top. Nice placement from Pollack. Chases Viadella all the way back towards his own try line. And this time he finds touch.
Right decision this time from Viadella just to get the ball out of play. I do think Miami are much better just defending from the set piece rather than the broken play, allowing the likes of a Ben Pollack to expose them potentially. Good exit though from the Chicago Hounds. They move the ball out the back. They then use the boot when on offer. Having 2 left-footed options in the team down, I'll tell you what is a good thing. And it just rolls. I was worried it was going to roll a bit too much, but it just sat up perfectly in the end.
Well, yellow card offender back on the field, so the net gain is 0 points because Miami scored 7, conceded 7. Ardao picks up yet again. We play on to the outside. What happened there, we don't know. It's with the Sharks. Here's the Cobar, Noah Brown. Great breakout. He tries to keep the ball in the field of play, but the defense throws him out. He's a live wire as well on that wing.
Miami, we're just going to take a look. It was the hands there, but it was, guess what? It was that man, Ardao, who's right in the middle of it all as well. Marcus Young for the Miami Sharks, just getting dragged into play. I really want to see him get his hands on the ball. He's been a really consistent performer for the Sharks on the wing. noticeably has kept his position on that wing for the Sharks this season.
Yeah, doing well on the outside. Young, chased by Brown, in fact it was. Those two wingers going head-to-head. Kolomatangi chose to move out, serving his 10 minutes in the sin bin with that croc roll. He needs to be careful in this game. A high kick from mid-short. Just near that touchline. Nice timing. Malanos hit as well on that far side. Devoto's everywhere as the inside centre. He's like an extra forward with the number 12 on his back. So Muti goes to work for the Miami Sharks. 5 minutes to go in this first half. It's been slim pickings for the home side, except for that Manu Ordau try. As their scrum of Tommy Inciarte goes downfield. Out of the old Christians Rugby Club. He's missed time, he's been picked up. That's great skills and follow-up. That's Marcus Young. Has it at the back, and here's Ordau. He picks and goes. Such a strong player, and gets his pass away to Inciarte. Orlando now, the captain, fires it wide. Here come the Sharks. A kick through. Kabisha hits one. Soccer ball skills yet again coming from Verdella. Has that been knocked on? Yes, it has.
Yeah. You can just feel it. The pressure now is mounting, and if I was Miami this last 5 minutes, get some points on the board. You've got Chicago under the pump. Hilsenbeck doesn't take it. Young gets on top. And just making good decisions now. Ordau, play the ball away. Right thing to do. His man was under pressure, just keep the ball alive. It's something that Jose Pellicino wants to get from his team. I asked him, what kind of style of play do you want? He said, I want to keep the ball alive. Nothing wrong with that boot to ball. Bit of space in behind the Chicago defense. And then it's a bit of a free-for-all in the end, knocked on, I think, by Bryce Campbell. So here we go, Miami. Scrum just outside the 22. Really good chance.
Also love hearing from Coach Jose Pellicino, the environment that he's creating at the Sharks. The players love being there. Look at that possession, just 31 possession, 19% territory. But a score here could put them in front. Ronan Foley, first start, former Islander, 20 in the Six Nations, has it with his boot at the back, with advantage coming for Inciarte and the Sharks. A flat ball to Matias Orlando. And now changing the width on attack for the Sharks. Here's Ordau, ducks under a couple. Muti in there as well. Oh, Bonasso drops that, but there was advantage. So the arm comes up, decision time here for Miami. What do you do here, Will?
I was just smiling because I know how much that will break Benny Bonasso, the number 7. Such a good quality player, the USA Eagle, but just dropped it there. No, not rolling away, I think, in the end from the Hounds. And a really strong scrum as well. Miami, who have not been brilliant in that area this season. Can't say they've locked it down. You can see Kirby Myhill on screen, the Welsh international with his experience. But the Miami Sharks are just building something. Benny Bonasso, you could have caught that man. I know you could have. Could have been under the sticks, but they still have a chance for 3 points.
Well, his family's watching, his 4 sisters and 3 brothers. This to tie things up. Fly half, Santiago Verdella, 35 caps for Chile. Debuted back in 2017. His experience proving vitally important here for the Sharks, where he's playing in 15, the jersey 15 or the jersey number 10. Pops us over. It is 10 apiece with 2 minutes to go to halftime between Miami and Chicago.
Yeah, this is a much better second half of the first half for Miami. As Verdella gets that kick over, it goes 10 all. 2 minutes to play. Who can maybe just take the advantage before the end of the half? Makes a big difference going into the sheds.
And Miami having to deal with the yellow card as well, so playing a player down. Oh, and they've dropped that one. These moments could be very costly.
We've been talking him up all day. He drops a sitter, as I would say. Manuel Ordau, superb, 38 minutes and 25 seconds. And then, unfortunately, you can tell on his face, just drops it, maybe loses it in the night sky. Maybe a floodlight, I don't know. I'm trying to find an excuse, Dallin, because he's been brilliant all day and he makes that one mistake. And I talked about now the ascendancy, who can take it into half-time. Chicago do have now a chance inside the Miami Sharks 22.
Scrum reset. A lot of the stats, well, stats initially favouring Chicago, but gain line success. That's an interesting one for me.
That is an interesting one, and actually it goes back to my point that Chicago moved the ball well, but Miami have stood firm. What has been the thing that's then let them down? Discipline. That's been the absolute #1 area that has allowed Chicago even inside the 22. So you can just say for the Miami Sharks, keep the penalties out. You can defend this team. For Chicago, they will look to try and get a little bit more gain line here. Wouldn't surprise me now if this scrum. I like to see big Ollie Devote and Bryce Campbell coming through the middle.
It's a free kick, it's a tap, going up the middle. And it's big number 8, Lucas Rumble, leading by example. Here's Mason Flesh, really getting good meters of the forwards. Ordau is there, trying to rip this one free. Ball's there for Fenta. He stopped in his tracks. But Chicago very close to getting their second try. They'd love nothing more than go to the sheds with that half-time lead. Another pick around the fringes. Mason Flesh. Oh, diving through, it's a big frame. The big Mason Flesh, the 25-year-old, the Canadian gets it done for Chicago. Disappointment for Miami, but the Hounds will get the lead at the break.
Oh, that's really disappointing, but fantastic work by Mason Fletch. Player of the season last year for the Hounds. The Canadian international showing his power. It's another pretty basic pick and go, and I think it's Thomas Casares who just buys the dummy. It's that slight dummy from Fletch that just opens up that half a gap, and he gets himself underneath the post for an automatic 7 points. That is an absolute momentum changer going into halftime, as Chicago leads 17-10.
40 minutes gone in the Sunshine State. Chicago up 17 points to 10 in week 4 of Major League Rugby 2025. We're going to take a short break. And we'll look at our try summary first here. A couple of great tries here from Chicago. One from, of course, Manu Ordau was absolutely magic for this Miami side to get them back into this game. But that last try there from Mason Flesh is the difference maker so far in this game. All right, time to hit that short break, and we will return with a halftime show from the Shark Tank in Florida. 17 points to 10 between this close clash in the Eastern Conference. Chicago lead Miami.
My name is Jensen Gluski. I play for Seattle Seawolves, and my position is prop. My grooming routine, my wife probably wouldn't be happy with this answer. It's once a month, maybe less. This is probably one of the longest I've let my beards grow, honestly. Started growing it last season and just had little tiny trims here and there, so coming up on a year of length. The worst beard in the league? Connor Keys. Nah, I'm just kidding. He's got a good beard. He's more of a goatee kind of guy, though. I've been using Beard Guy's beard wash every day when I get done with training. It's just always nice to kind of clean the beard out, get it feeling nice and clean, smells fresh. Definitely a big fan of the beard wash. How's it look, my guy? I think we good to go now. Yes, sir. Beard Guys, MLR approved.
welcome to the Rugby Rundown.
A one-stop shop for all rugby lovers, from unparalleled access, big-name interviews, and special features.
I'm Alana Marr.
Jocko here.
We've got you covered.
In an ever-changing landscape where every decision matters, our mission is clear: to delight our customers at every turn. At Globant, we create the digital products everybody loves and empower global brands by building impactful solutions for millions of people. Our multi-talented global team infuses AI into everything we do. Our unique culture of autonomy, authenticity, and action enables us to make swift decisions at an unprecedented pace. Globant, technology that dares to delight.
Welcome back to halftime here in the Shark Tank between Miami and Chicago. And speaking of Chicago, Will, another documentary that has come out recently, 6-part series. Is there a documentary that you're not on, the United States of Rugby?
No, it's fantastic. And you get to see everything that's behind the scenes of Major League Rugby, and also some of that drama as well. For me, MLR is growing, and having these documentaries is so important to show the audience out there just how great rugby is and how well it is increasing and growing.
Well, let's take a little look at the United States of Rugby by the Chicago Hounds.
And rugby is a unique sport that appeals to the American psyche. It's fast, it's physical, it's nonstop.
The ability to get hit really hard, get back up again, and just go again and again and again.
I reckon I've had about 8 MRIs in my life.
I'm really fortunate that this wasn't my career ender.
It's barbaric. It's gladiatorial stuff.
I think it's just a little nick, isn't it?
In rugby, it's 80 minutes of violence every weekend.
But we like it.
Last season, the Chicago Hounds became a Major League Rugby team.
James found us a stadium, they hired Sam, and then we lost 8 games in a row.
Last year was humbling. I made a concerted effort this year to get the biggest, ugliest, hungriest that the MLR has ever seen. We got the pressure on us, but we welcome that.
For me, the goal is to win an MLR championship this year, at least make a final.
We've got to trust ourselves, we've got to trust each other, and we'll come away with victory today.
Feeling unstoppable.
It's time to hit. It's time to fly. It's time to leave it all on the line. It's time to get loud. And time for tradition. This is our time. This is your time. It's rugby time, America.
In an ever-changing landscape where every decision matters, our mission is clear: to delight our customers at every turn. At Globant, we create the digital products everybody loves and empower global brands by building impactful solutions for millions of people. Our studio networks are responsible for creating experiences that leave a lasting impact, building AI-powered business solutions tailored to each industry, empowering brands with a blend of creativity, strategy, and technology, enhancing efficiency and accelerating breakthroughs with a unique AI model and agents for software development, boosting productivity with cutting-edge tech and implementation services with market-leading partners. Driven by technology and passion, we dare to go far, we dare to go fast, we dare to disrupt. Globant, technology that dares to delight.
Let the bass kick. Let the bass kick. Let the bass. Let the bass kick.
Welcome back here to Miami. 17-10 the score so far. Chicago lead Miami, and then Super Saturday. We take a look at what it looks like. Brought to you by Beard Guys. 4 cliffhangers. Anthem, a team on the rise. They'll be taking on Old Glory DC. And of course, Utah, who have been absolutely fantastic. Welcome Houston to Zions Bank Stadium for a massive encounter. Then the hits keep coming. And it's the Battle of the Coffee Cup between Seattle and New England. Two-time champions both each face each other. Who will win that one? We close out the weekend same time as well. It's San Diego, LA. Well, that one for the Cali Cup at Torero Stadium is going to be another action-packed one. Wow, what a weekend we have. Our standings as well, brought to you by Beard Guys. Eastern Conference and Western Conference, 2 undefeated teams. If you look on the western side, the San Diego Legion and Utah Warriors. But there's plenty to happen on that side of things. And if you look now, Miami Sharks and Chicago, but New England Free Jacks 1-1. Don't count it, Old Glory DC, Nola Gold. And I know Will's favorite team, Anthem, will be coming up as well this season. Expect some wins from them this year. All right, time for another short break. Halftime highlights up next from Florida. 17-10, the score here in Miami.
So if that's the chest hair or the beard hair.
You know what? I think we've got off to the wrong foot here with the soul patches and the beards.
Shave me off. This looks terrible.
Beard could talk. What would it say?
I don't know. I wouldn't say much. It's pretty thin. It's pretty malnourished.
What you think?
Oh man, yeah, touch up real nice.
Hello and welcome to the Rugby Rundown.
A one-stop shop for all rugby lovers and even those new to the game. From unparalleled access, big-name interviews and special features, we've got you covered.
I'm Alona Mar, and make sure to check out the Rugby Rundown on the Rugby Network.
New episodes dropping Wednesdays, 3 p.m. Eastern on TRN.
Hey Rugby fans, Jocko here. Make sure that you watch the Rugby Rundown. Get some.
When we pick up the ball, we also pick up a legacy. A legacy that stretches beyond your current team. A legacy built on the backs of those who came before you with hard work. And for those who will come after you, we promise it won't be easy. But we'll be there, supporting you on and off the field.
Today's presentation on Major League Rugby is brought to you by sportsbreaks.com, the official fan travel partner of Major League Rugby, and Beard Guys, the official grooming partner of Major League Rugby. Let's look at our first half highlights, Will.
Yeah, it was the Chicago Hounds. They came out fighting close to the 9. Mac Jones goes over, very much in control of the Hounds in the first 20 minutes. Then Manuel Ardal making himself a nuisance, and Ciarte picks off the ball, and it's the Uruguayan international out of nowhere taking their first try of the game. But just before the break, the Hounds grab back the ascendancy, diving over. Mason Fletch, Canadian international, took themselves to the sheds, halftime sheds, up 17 points to 10.
Very close affair after the first 40 minutes. Let's take a look at our halftime stats. They're brought to you by Sports Breaks. Let us know what catches your eye here.
Well, for me, you could say those penalties conceded, but yeah, it's also where they were. They were in their own half, around the halfway line. That has just allowed the Chicago Hounds inside the Miami 22, because overall, the actual tackling from Miami has been strong. You can see, yes, the possession and territory very much in the Hounds' favour, but very much helped by that ill discipline from the Sharks.
All in readiness for the second half. Brilliant to be here covering Major League Rugby Season 8. I'm Dallin Stafford, joined by former US Eagle and co-host of the Rugby Rundown, Will Hooley. We've got some great things happening off the field as well. 3 different documentaries on the go as well. Will, you've been in a couple of those. How good is the exposure for fans that maybe aren't familiar with rugby to get behind the scenes look at MLR?
Absolutely. I'm like a bad rash just everywhere at the moment. But it's great to get that insight of the growth of our game out here in the US and Major League Rugby. The things that you may not know, the behind the scenes of some of the players' lives as well. That's how we're going to grow the game, by understanding characters, selling characters. And it is brilliant to have that elite level media. I've got to say, all those productions that you've mentioned there are at the top end. Go and give them a
Pete,
watch.
this is Greg, radio check.
Players taking the field right now. 4 Chicago players made Team of the Week. Very impressive was Rumble, Short, Devoto, and Michael Hand, who's not here today. Of course, Miami had Kubisha on that list as well. There's Rumble in picture, looking for a big one. The documentaries, of course, if you want to go queue them up, if you haven't seen them, it's Quest for the Shield, the United States of Rugby, and Proven. Those are the 3 different documentaries. One inside the San Diego Legion camp, the other New England Free Jacks, and of course the Chicago Hounds, who are kicking off from left to right. Both sides 2-1 in the season so far. 7 points separates these 2 teams in the Eastern Conference. Atop of the table, points are on the line if Chicago can win this.
Yeah, this is a big game to really grab after 4 weeks. Week 4 action here in Major League Rugby. Chicago and Miami want to get top of the East.
Miami receiving on the right, the home side, who trail by 7 points. Brilliant take, and the offload as well. A fantastic work from Marcus Young. He's done some very good things so far, has the right wing. And in the end, knock on or forward pass? Knock on, it's ruled.
Knock on is ruled. Let's have a look. Great work. Is that Marcus Young? Just managed to keep hold of it, and guess what? They're trying to keep that ball alive. Thomas Casares, unsure where that knock on came from, but in the end, it's not my decision, it's the referees. Miami maybe a bit unlucky there. Oh, there you go. He's reversed it. I did think to myself, Dan, and I thought, hold on a minute. I don't think that went forward by Miami. I think it definitely went forward by Chicago. There you go. The referee can make a mistake. He's made up for it. Right decision in the end.
Exactly, which we'd love to see. Our referee, Peter Pender, out of Auckland, New Zealand, refereeing since 2003 when he picked up a knee injury at university and still wanted to keep fit during the game. Well, he is one of the best in Canada as well on the national panel there since 2018. Miami Sharks with Tommy Inciarte, the Uruguayan international, sets up his back. Spiedella, Chilean international, goes wide. Orlando's there. Now steaming onto this one. It's Kubisha. Such a strong carrier. He's the winger from Miami last year from the Dallas Jackals. Spiedella again, turning it back. Myhill dropping the shoulders. Vice captain Ben Banasso. Release now. 27-year-old from Connecticut. Spent a lot of time in Argentina growing up as well. Played for Club Newman there. There's the big frame of Kaloa Matangi. Help there from Muti. Spiedella. Orlando yet again for the Sharks, looking to see if they can create something out wide. Footwork there from Tomiel Malanos. Casares, NBA from Thomas More University, the US Eagle. Spiedella takes it to the line. This is better stuff from the Sharks. Young cuts in nicely. Again, the wave continues. Kaloa Matangi stopped though. Young looks to have hurt himself in backfield play. There's number 8, Ronan Foley yet again. Product of college Dublin, former UCD captain. Myhill in the line as well. The Sharks, one-off runners, bumping a few players as well. Foley yet again. Della down to the right-hand side. Little work there from Detroit. Make Muti, he carries well, does the front rower. An advantage for Miami. This is what they wanted. Kubisha now comes off the wing. Little flick to keep it alive. Spiedella, the no-looker. Really putting the phases together really well. Young is there. Banasso takes Mason Flesh on. And this time the referee gets the pass. Peter Pender can't hold.
He can't hold. Well said, Dallin. Get out of the way, sir. Let the boys play. Good work from the Sharks. Gonna just wait to hear. We can hear what the referee's got to say, because Miami looks strong there. There might have been a high tackle early on. Let's see if we can listen into this.
I'm going to go upstairs, just want to confirm. I've got 8 green, an upright tackle. I've got head-on-head contact. I've got foul play because he's upright. Right now, I'm not at a high degree of danger, and I don't see any mitigation. Okay.
Yeah, I've been body blocked, so let's check the degree.
We're going to check that. All right, so guys. Greg, we're going to come up to you. Do you have me?
I've got you, Pete.
Okay, so, Greg, right now we have green 8 with an upright tackle. We have head contact. We have foul play. We have not a high degree of danger and no mitigation. Can you please check those facts, especially the degree of danger, please?
I'm checking those facts now.
Lucas Rumble is the player who has been questioned for that high shot, the captain.
And when we talk about mitigation, just for the people at home, his understanding is there a drop of body height? Is there a loss of control?
Pete, I have a decision for you.
And here we go.
Yeah, Greg, I've got you. Go.
Your facts are correct.
Hi, guys. Yeah, Lucas. So you've got the upright tackle, okay? Okay. You've made head contact, okay? You're upright, so there's foul play. It's head-on-head contact. Head-on-head? Yes. It is foul play, all right? It is not a high degree of danger. There's no mitigation. It's going to be a yellow card.
Head-on-head, though, from upright.
Yes, you're upright.
I've got to say,
That's going to be just here.
Really well dealt with by the officials. I poke fun at the fact that the referee was in the way of the pass, but I think the clarity and communication there, Lucas Rumble might think about the head-on-head, but he was upright, and it was a shot towards the neck and head area in the end, even though the degree of danger was set low. Correct decision for me, Dallin. I've got to say that was well worked out by the referees.
I agree, 100% well handled indeed. Lucas Rumble will go to the side for 10 minutes.
See you here, boys.
And now all of a sudden, Miami Sharks find themselves back on attack. The other side they conceded last through Mason Flesh score. Looking for their own try now.
Hold here, lads.
Casares with a nice take, the 25-year-old.
Stay.
It's part of that Major League Rugby Championship run with the New England Free Jacks in 2023. And now they steam towards the line. Here come the Miami Sharks. Look and take a bite out of Chicago. And they hit the score. They are back in this game.
What a drive and power. Kirby Myhill finishes it off. And what a great opening first 4 minutes of this second half for the Sharks. Great work from Casares. Actually talked with Pellicina about his aerial work rate. Really strong. Getting that ball set, getting that drive going. They just shear off down the blind. And Chicago are catching up, but it happens all too quick, all too powerful. And in the end, it's the Welshman who gets over. Great set piece from Miami, and with Lucas Rumble in the bin, you could say they took advantage of that man. Disadvantage for the Chicago Hounds.
It really did. Kirby Myhill dives in. His second try overall for the Miami Sharks. His first this season. 17-15. Important conversion attempt from Santiago Viedela. They turned 27 in January. Lovely strike, but it unsuccessful. So 17-15.
What's that?
Great drive from that forward pack as well.
I'm going to push the 9 back.
It was everything that built up to, though, that passage of play, keeping that ball alive. What I'd really like to see is these offloads are really sticking. It's not just throwing it anywhere and hoping that it goes to your man.
Stay your 10.
Definitely some confidence that is brewing in the Sharks, and you can see as for Chicago now, just slowing things down, maybe almost trying to reset themselves as they go again.
Miami assistant coach who works with the forwards, Fernando Guattari, will be very happy about that strike. They trailed by 2 in the second half. Sharks to clear their lines. First they get a runner upfield. It's the try scorer himself, Myhill. The University of Wales, Trinity St. David. 54 games for the Scarlets and 54 for the Heffley. As the kick goes down the middle of the field, Chris Hilsenbeck is there, the 33-year-old. Now finds Nate Orsberger, full of running. Here's the flyer, former San Diego Legion player.
No one there, no one there.
9 caps for the US Eagles. Played there for 6 years in sunny San Diego. Hamish Bain is there for Chicago. Bit of a standing start for Peculiar. Started this game so well, did the Hounds.
Release now!
The game is really worn on them. There's Campbell. Sharks with a wave of defenders just lining out there. Scott goes to the deck yet again. So nothing happening. The Hounds go to the sky, and that's not a good kick.
Fine, they're outside. Play on, we got to knock on there, look.
Has been knocked on by Miami, so we'll play on. Advantage is probably over now for Chicago. Here's inside centre, Ollie Devoto. 2 caps for England, new signing, as you mentioned. 11 seasons in the Premiership, over 200 games. He had a very active opening 40 minutes in this game. Giannis Fenta again to the deck. Around about the halfway line, not a lot happening, so the kick over the top is the better option. It bounces. Giannis does well. All sorts of pressure for the Miami Sharks. Tommy Inciarte digs this one in out of the old Cushions Rugby Club. Behind the back, Orlando floats one over the top. Oh, that's good footwork. Young yet again. Keeps it alive. The tech developer, 26-year-old out of Houston, Texas. Kubisha.
Knees down, tackle, knees down.
A real menace. And from Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Use it hard.
Argentina 15 for 3 seasons. The ball is out, so Inciarte, he's been had here. Photos there, so another ruck is set.
Use it!
T.S. Orlando told to use it. Kolomatangi. The ball's been lost, that's an error.
It is an error. Ronan Foley, you can see his...
Yeah.
Just, you can see in his face.
Number 5.
Knew it as soon as he lost that ball as a substitution, I think, is coming on for the Chicago Hounds. Miami needed just to settle that down. Don't play inside your half, you can avoid it.
Like this.
Referee's just going to have a word, I believe.
Can you tell your boys, I don't want to hear them counting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 at the ruck time. When I call use it, they cannot count out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll manage it.
There you go. Actually, interesting point just picking up on the referee's mic. When the referee says use it, there is this 5-second countdown. If you don't use it within that 5 seconds, then the ball gets turned over. And you can see the pressure that Chicago are trying to put on that breakdown to really emphasize to the referee to almost be like, they need to use it. Panicked in the end by Miami. That might have led to then the drop ball. And that's why Chicago have this scrum. For Miami, they just need to get it outside of their half. They've got the wind.
Green scrum.
Boot to ball, play in the right areas.
Yeah, interesting tactic as well. Nerve-wracking times. Chicago Hounds, first season was in 2023. Miami, their first season was last year. 2 expansion teams going head-to-head here in the Eastern Conference. Now it's with Chicago. Here comes their fullback, Pollock. Kicks through, goes out.
Still live, lads.
Just maybe would like to have seen him just keep the ball in hand there, just mount an attack.
Guys, Chicago.
Inside the Miami half. Yes, they've still got that man in the sin bin, Lucas Rumble, of course.
Time off.
That they have made a substitution, but it's good pressure. Maybe I would love to see Ben Pollock just use his feet.
1 and 2.
Hearing so many good things about him, the domestic qualified, Australian, of course. Definitely someone maybe Scott Lawrence, Eagles head coach, is looking at.
Yeah, you saw 19 there, Connell Boomer's on the field. He's the #1 dog breeder in all of Ireland, so Luke White tells me. Oh, it's been pinched. It comes down here for the Hounds, a great opportunity. Here goes the dog trainer now, Boomer. Bit short, has quick ball for his forwards to attack with. Devoto takes one out. Penalty to Miami.
Croc roll.
Another croc roll. We've seen that about 3 times in this game.
Yep.
They are really, really cracking down on it. In the first half, it was Miami with 2, Chicago now.
Croc roll.
If I heard that right, did he say number 12? So Ollie Devoto getting pinged there. And that is just a let-off for Miami. So, as Santiago Verdella kicks this out, we might get another look, just to show you exactly what this croc roll has meant. Coming into the breakdown, what's Devoto? He's first to clear out. It's Manuel Ardao who gets on top of it.
They need to, lads.
Ooh,
Count
so that one's tight, that one's tight. Anything though around the neck area is going to get pinged.
Time off.
Referee deemed that was a penalty.
Substitution number 8, number 2.
So subs coming in here.
Number 8, number 2.
Jackson Zay Burrick looks to be coming on.
Just hold. Just hold it, please.
Sean McNulty wearing 16.
Please hold it just for a second.
He's on for the Miami Sharks. US international, 5 caps to his name.
Time on!
Oli goes to the side. Again pinched at line-out time. 2 times in a row here for the Chicago Hounds.
Ball's available.
Gifting them possession to attack with.
Stay here, stay.
Short. I think he's forced to get to the left-hand side. Devoto attacks at first receiver.
Ball's out, yeah. Thank you for.
Now switching direction. Here's Campbell. Throws the pass. Has been knocked on there by Boomer.
Hey, boys.
Boomer just didn't expect it. Campbell did well when he took it to the line. He brought in that outside defender, and that space did open up for Boomer. If he could have just held on to it, he just wasn't on the same wavelength. So just a little bit of inaccuracy going on here for the Hounds. Still have this lead.
Come on, lads.
Would have liked to have built maybe a few points. They have that man still a bit of a reminder. Lucas Rumble still 2 minutes on the clock in the sin bin. Just giving up some easy possession.
So Miami scored a try from Kirby Myhill after the yellow card offense to Lucas Rumble. On the field is Liam Fletcher wearing 17 for Chicago. So 2 front row replacements in Zeburik and Fletcher. A few new signings as well. Chris Latham's side. Adela, he's right boot. It's Noah Brown. Throws the dummy, sets off on a run. Ardao, all sorts of trouble there, trying to get his hands involved, making it all messy. Look at the pinch possession around, has done just that.
Guys, I'm just saying.
Manu Ardao yet again.
First in knock on here.
That is farmer-type strength. That is unbelievable. Noah Brown, remember, Chicago going into a breeze, so he decides not to kick it and takes a run.
Thank you, man.
And he runs straight into the Uruguayan. Miami's number 6 holds him up brilliantly. Noah Brown, that's loose. Such a talented player. Haven't really called his name up that much in this game, so maybe he just wants to have an impact on the match itself. But in the end, he didn't need to do that. I would have liked him to see at the back there, put a boot to ball, put some contestable kick up. Didn't need to run that one back. And in the end, it's the turnover then gives Miami an attacking chance inside the Chicago half.
What can they make with this? 52 minutes gone. Inciarte sets his backs away behind the back pass. Viadella finds Malanos. Is a big kick.
42 meters.
And it's too big, in fact.
As soon as he kicked it. As soon as he kicked it, it was too much. Maybe some big leg weights in the gym, I don't know, but he didn't need to give it that kind of touch. Right option just to dink it in behind. Good little play out the back. As you see it move to the edge, I think Vidella's having a really nice control game, and then Malanos just whacks it. It's almost like, Dallin, he knew as soon as he had his leg back, he thought, oh no, I'm going to overcook this.
And also with the breeze as well.
We here?
And with the breeze, you're totally right.
Correction. To your right, to your immediate right. You're on the 15, between the 10 and the midfield line.
Just trying to get that scrum set up in the place where it was kicked.
And the midfield line.
Remembering that once that ball's gone dead, they come all the way back for the scrum where the kick happened.
Number 1, Miami. Yeah, number 1, Miami. Yeah.
The replacements keep rolling for both sides. Jose Pellicina, second year with Miami, worked with the Argentine Rugby Union. Also coached the under-20 side. De Los Pumitas. Did a great job with his side. They've been in the fight in every single game. Of course, you mentioned how tough this Eastern Conference is. The likes of New England that sit there as well as Old Glory DC. What a thriller they played here. Nola Gold and Anthem as well. Full of running, full of try-scoring ability.
Keep it up. Keep it up, far side. Use it now.
Pick at the base. Yellow card offender done. Rumble with the initial carry. Hilsenbeck. Pollack puts the little stab through. Being read here from Malanos. He sets off on a run. He gets the cold shoulder as well. Now in midfield. Here's Rabusanet with Inciarte. Viadella. Spinning around. Support. Alec McDonald is there. Only played 3 minutes in the opening game, got a red card for
tackle now.
Head-to-head contact. He's on the field wearing 17. Behind the back pass, McNulty's there. Casares driven backwards. And the penalty comes up for Miami.
Right form first and then hands on.
Never going to get away with that.
Clear contact.
Boomer, I think, number 19 for Chicago. Just the hands in the ruck. So again, just Chicago. Bit of ill discipline, few errors, just costing them here at the moment. Miami try and build. Creeping towards that scoreline.
Okay. All right, guys, we're going to play. Hands.
Viadella will go for an attacking lineup. And they scored a very nice rolling maul try. They're a bit far out from there, but they find themselves in a nice field space.
Green 10 to 22.
Yeah, slightly maybe disappointing kick from the
We are outside the 22.
Olsberger on screen. Great to see him, of course, back in the starting lineup. I haven't had that much of the ball. Hey, is such an attacking threat. Love to see him come around the breakdown. He's so useful when he comes off a 9 shoulder. Just hasn't had many opportunities, particularly in the second half for the Hounds.
Yeah, one of your old teammates. He was backline player of the year for MLR in 2023 in here. Back in midfield, Giuseppe Toit, Canadian international. Slow ball. Here come the replacements. This is Sean McNulty. Quick ball for Rebusane out of the Belgrano Athletic Rugby Club. Viadella behind the back. They read it really well, did Chicago. It's a good shot from inside centre. Oli Devoto. Balls back there. Here's Casares yet again, the tall timber, 25 years of age. Ciarte just to fend off.
Release now.
Peculo. Both those players playing Super Rugby Americas in years gone by. Here's Marcus Forlau on the field as well. Ash brings him to the deck. Such a physical battle. Bisha. Moving backwards. Here's Benny Banasso. His father used to be a rugby coach. Nice dummy there from Ordao. Look at Gretza Magic again. Ordao. Every time he touches the ball, you expect something out of him. Forlau yet again. Former Dallas Jackal player. And Ciarte yet again. There are no gaps coming.
Tackle now.
Orlando.
You're playing advantage. You got offside green.
Just waiting for that penalty. It will come here for Miami. They have the advantage, so a free play, if you will. Kicked over the top and will be called back. Viadella was almost away for a special moment and a special try. That will not be.
It was a kick to nothing with a penalty advantage. And Chicago's defense was holding up really well, and then done for offside. I'm sure Chris Latham watching on will be fuming with that, because this just gives the chance now for Miami to take a first lead in this game, which, considering how much momentum and control Chicago had in the opening first 20 minutes of the first half, Miami have just built their way back in and now have a chance to take this to 18-17.
Well, this Miami side, they really, when they ride the momentum, great things happen. We've seen it in games gone by. Santiago Viadella will have a shot.
Good, mate.
His second penalty, struck the one earlier in the game. As we approach an hour played in this game. Viadella out of the Old Boys Rugby Club in Santiago, Chile. Nails the penalty for Miami. They lead 18-17. Nearly an hour gone in this game and they're in front.
Yeah, strong kicking from Viadella. All USA Rugby fans will remember that infamous day where he struck that penalty for Uruguay, knocking out USA in that qualifier. Which then, of course, USA went and lost to Portugal in the repechage. So Viadella has a really strong boot. He's putting it to use now. 17-18, Miami now have the lead.
Hold him to in front. Yeah.
Chicago, how will they respond? It's a very deep kick to Nate Olsberger as it goes out. So it's a nice clear and kick.
I've got the feeling with Miami as well, as they know their home ground. Again, last game that we had, the last home game Miami had, I should say, Dallin, against Nola, they went into the breeze, and then second half they had it behind them. I'm sure that's the tactics they want to have. They want to give everything they've got in the first half and then rely on the territory in the second half, putting the visiting team under pressure that they've got to now go into this breeze.
Well, we also know they love to leave the drama to the final minute of the game. So will it happen yet again? Zeburek with a nice first throw. The mullet man as Chicago.
Hold in front, hold in front.
Play the territory game.
Thank you, onside, yep, onside.
Miami side that can be very dangerous as they go cross field from Viadella, looking to spot a bit of space. Little handle there from Orsberger, who goes on the run himself. Nate Orsberger.
Release,
now must be careful not getting around the neck. The Hounds have had more trouble attacking in the wide channels in this game.
Stay down.
So often opting for the boot. Wilson Beck goes high. Molanos is there. There's Noah Brown being kicked through.
Are you good?
Miami play on, a short line-up. They go to the front, just needs to go the 5 meters. Clever thinking, and now we'll come back.
Green line out. It's come back off blue first, and then blue's kicked it out. Thank you.
Just trying to understand myself here, Dallin. Bit messy.
It could take a while.
That could take a while as to who that last came off. Well, we're going to have some time to understand.
A quick hydration break is on the cards here. We'll be back in just a moment. It is 18-17, Miami with their first lead against Chicago.
In an ever-changing landscape where every decision matters, our mission is clear: to delight our customers at every turn. At Globant, we create the digital products everybody loves and empower global brands by building impactful solutions for millions of people. Our studio networks are responsible for creating experiences that leave a lasting impact, building AI-powered business solutions tailored to each industry, empowering brands with a blend of creativity, strategy, and technology, enhancing efficiency and accelerating breakthroughs with a unique AI model and agents for software development, boosting productivity with cutting-edge tech and implementation services with market-leading partners. Driven by technology and passion, we dare to go far, we dare to go fast, we dare to disrupt. Globant, technology that dares to delight.
Welcome back here to this very tense encounter in Week 4, Friday Night Lights, 18-17. The conferences are split in the East and the West. The West have 5 teams, the East have 6. Of course, when we go to the qualifications, it's very important to be in that top 4 spot.
Time on.
It really is, yeah. Obviously, Anthem have got so much better, but you look across the board in this East Conference, I should say, it's so competitive. So your games at home, like Miami today, you want to be picking up those wins for Chicago. Also means so much you can get a win on the road. That is why this game means so much, just the competition itself and how it's laid out.
That's right, the Utah Warriors will travel here, play Miami next week. It's another home game here for the Sharks. But we are not done yet. 20 minutes to go in this one. It's Mason Flesch, the try scorer. The Pacific Pride in Canada as Statham side get another penalty.
Marcus here, line out was over. Line out was over.
So it's penalty, yeah, just at the line out itself. And Chicago now will get themselves into the Miami half as Wilson Beck drills a little banana kick. Really interested to see how his games come on in this match. Being a good operator, moving the ball, certainly that's what Chicago have tried to do. But now it's his control, his kicking game in the second half is going to be really key. The halfbacks are going to be really essential.
You guys get your space.
To grab this game back for the Hounds.
Zeburek yet again, former American Raptor. This time it goes long, and it's been pinched here by Miami, and a knock-on as well as coming from the Hounds. So just those set-piece errors, very costly in the dying stages of this game.
Advantage over for the knock-on.
Orsberger fires it in midfield. Here's the crowbar. Noah Brown, he hits the deck early on.
Hold in front, lads. Stay. Wait.
A left boot towards the touchline. Stays in the field of play. Now it's the Sharks' chance to see what they can counter. Viadella this time opts to take it in midfield for a contact point.
Use it.
Inciarte.
Ball was out, lads.
Almost dropped there and just held on from Taukolo Matangi.
No!
There's a drive upfield for the Sharks. Now they're setting themselves up for Viadella. Low driving kick over the top. A bouncing ball here to Nate Orsberger. The big jump step, we've seen him with the USA international jersey on with its 15s or 7s.
Get his player out first. Let it go, Bruce.
Brings the high intensity and high energy.
Player's got to go first.
Great addition here for the Chicago side. Mitch Short yet again. Got a strong game. They play with the Waratahs in Super Rugby.
Back into the half.
A lot of kicking between both sides. And this time it's Chicago that have too much on that one.
Goal line drop out. 5 meters. Green.
Remember when we spoke to Chris Latham in the week, he does say he wants that counter-attacking opportunity from his runners. I picked up the fact that Noah Brown, in the one about 10 minutes ago, didn't kick the ball back. He ran, he got in some trouble, but actually it's clearly a tactic. Nate Orsberger and Noah Brown are not going to kick it. They're going to try and have a go, and if they don't get anywhere, then they'll go to Hilsenbeck with the boot. Interesting stuff, interesting tactics for the Hounds.
Here they go, big bosh to the ground.
Release now, Pig.
Rumble. Here's a Burrick. Carries and drives low. Now the outside centre looking to attack. Again, it's Bryce Campbell, Vice captain. 71 caps in Major Rugby, formerly with Austin and the Glendale Raptors. Played in the final in 2018. A referee, independent, almost getting involved there as well. Would that be a ruck stat to his name? I don't know. Here comes Chicago yet again. This is better. Here's Devoto now on the outside. Good support. Higgins is there as well.
No, clear release.
Donald Boomer down the short side. This one's spilt back. It's picked up. Devoto's there yet again. Rumble crashes into another. He carries hard, does the captain. 5 seasons with the Arrows. And now, of course, at home in Chicago.
Here. 11 not rolling, stay.
Liam Fletcher waits the first receiver, but down the fringes they go. Beautiful break. Oh, and then the ball's been dropped. Mitch Short did so well, and Higgins couldn't hold.
11 not rolling away.
Oh, my hands are on my head because poor Jason Higgins, usually a scrum half. Mitchell Short just finds a gap, dummies Inciarte. Oh, it's the passes dropping, but for Jason Higgins, the Canadian international, he'd be disappointed with that. That is a try gone begging. I think we're coming back for the penalty anyway. Look at that on some meters there from Nate Orsberger. I mentioned earlier about how he's really trying to run it back, trying to gather that momentum again, setting,
he sees it. Leave him to
almost restarting the attack for Chicago from his own counter-attack. He goes through some work, old Nate. Such a talented player. He's not getting any younger, but my word, he's still holding out on there, and it's still an absolute pocket rocket. Love seeing him play.
No, he really is. He's done wonderful work over the years in so many different teams with Minnesota Youngbloods, Old Blue of New York, Northeast Academy, of course in MLR over the years, international stats to go. But here we go. Important part of the game as Chicago look to take back the lead. They're trailed by 1 point, 15 minutes to go.
Oh, no contest, play it.
So that's a better lineup. Nobody came up. Here's Devoto, Ollie Devoto, the English international, driven to the deck from Inciarte. More urgency here from the Chicago Hounds.
Fine, stay here. Goals here.
Forwards just looking for every extra inch they can get. And they're getting some lovely meters.
No, heads up.
There's Boomer around the fringes. Boomer hits the deck and scores. Chicago have the lead. The Hounds are back.
Number 7, he's got his hands down in front.
Brilliant try. In the end, Mac Jones, I should say, gets the ball away. Devoto sets it up, but it's a good tackle. Dow in there again, being an absolute nuisance. But they come in numbers. Boomer sets it up and just gets pushed over. Lucas Rumble, that's the try assist right there from the captain. It's that last push from the number 8 for Chicago Hounds. Great work from Boomer. coming in numbers, getting that latch on and getting pushed over the line. It's that little small percentage that makes the difference. And the Hounds talked about wanting to be efficient in the red zone. They get in there, they get the line out done, and they get over the try line. Good score.
That's their third try, and they take back the lead. Very importantly, as far as this Eastern Conference standings go. We know it's early start to the season, but later in this game, it'll be very, very important. Ronald Boomer's try looking to be converted from Hilsenbeck. And the flags go up. 24 points to 18. And the Chicago Hounds have come back very nicely in the last few minutes.
They have, yeah. They've been sort of tiltering on creating some opportunities, but then either some ill discipline or an error that has just let Miami off the hook. This time, by the way, that line out is interesting if you heard it. The ball wasn't straight in the lineup, but remember, if the opposition doesn't compete, it doesn't matter. So you could say Chicago got fortunate with that, because from that line out, obviously they then go and score.
Yeah, you in many ways want to say as a strategist to throw up a jumper, even if you're not going to get the ball, just so you ensure the opposition throw accurately. Here we go with Zeburik yet again. Chicago, they're aside, don't forget, they hosted the MLR final in 2023 at SeatGeek Stadium. Their city will host the All Blacks against Ireland later this year. That'll be a sellout as well. It's a rugby city, of course, Chicago. But for the moment in time, it is Miami possession.
Miami possession because, Dallin, I talked about it earlier. Once it said use it, you got 5 seconds. The countdown happened. Mitchell Short didn't use it. And there you go, it's a free kick. And it needs to be a tap and go as well. So Marcus Fualau.
Let's go, please.
Not to use it. Tap from Fualau. Nope, he goes to the right-hand side. It's Ardell that picks this one up. Under Ardell, the Terminator. Behind the back pole to Viadella. A lot of green jerseys in front of him.
Stay.
And Miami get back on the board. Trailed by 6 points. Manu Ardell carries yet again. 26 years of age from Montevideo in Uruguay. Here's Banasso. As well does the number 7.
Ball's available.
Inciarte trying to dig this one out. Perhaps looking for a penalty as McNulty drives a few extra meters. Sends in Alec McDonald.
Stay here, great.
Tackles needed here from Chicago to stop this.
Use it.
Powerful drive from the Miami Sharks. Gotta get it to the deck. Anytime it's a more dangerous times to be held up. The Sharks, can they spark something here? Late in this game, big tackle. Driving back to Vodo is in there again. Another outstanding game from the inside center. Casares with McDonald from the Houston Sabercat. McNulty into a brick wall yet again. Ardell. 7 tries in his career so far for the Sharks. The captain Orlando. And the crowd really coming alive now as their side tried to steal something at the death like they did last week. 32-31 result against Anthem. Banasso. Inciarte peels around himself.
And now Green.
Phase after phase. Viadella moves it at a standing start. Orlando's nothing going on. A couple of green jerseys in front of him. And Matias Orlando hits the deck.
Use it!
Time for something special from the Sharks. Flesh comes in with a tackle and they rip the ball free. Forsberger hoofs it downtown.
Over anyway.
It's not out. Young has it. Marcus Young weaving and stepping 2 or 3 plays. Still going. Look at this electric winger. Finally takes it up to the 22. And the pinch is there. It's the big frame of Matt Awaru. He's come on and made a massive difference.
And he made a difference in the previous, literally in the previous phase to that. He was the one who stripped it back right at the goal line. That gave the chance for the Chicago Hounds to exit. Marcus Young does well. Beats 1, beats 2, stays on his feet. But Awaru comes in, watch him there, straight over the ball. Oh, if I'm the Miami coach, I'm just like, you've got to get there quicker. Get excited, you're still inside the third of Chicago as a clear-out work there. That's really poor from Miami. Great work, though, from the Chicago Hounds substitute. He's made 2 big impacts there, and he's got himself the turnover.
The Canadian international, his dad, Akins, is watching in Calgary. Be very happy with that impact for the 24-year-old.
That's your mark there on the line. Here on the line.
Score 24 points to 18, 3 tries to 2. Chicago lead.
Outside.
8 minutes to go. Zeburik over the top of the line out he goes. Has been knocked on by Chicago, so that's the second time, unfortunately, for Jackson Zeburik that lineup has not gone according to plan.
9.
From Oakland, California, just 24 years of age. He has a bright future in the game. His teammates joke with him and say he's got no neck, so he could be a great crash test dummy in the off-season.
Just need to make sure these areas, though, Dallin, it's such a key learning curve for young North Americans to understand, like, set piece is everything. You've got to be able to hit your lineouts. You've got to be good in the scrum. And I know it's a big work on. And it's across the board for the young US domestic athletes. But it is an area that is so key. I can't stress that enough. Just gives now a chance for Miami to get another attack going. I used to love a centre field scrum as an attacking player. You've got both sides now. Inciarte, Verdella, which one are they going to pick?
Options are plenty for Miami, who trail by 6. A converted try will put them back in front. Inciarte goes to Verdella that drives this one through. Oh, it's a beautiful kick as well. It rolls straight through. Not a lot that Chicago could do about that with the awkward bounce.
Yep. Good ball, lads.
I thought it was a 50-22.
Position green number 4.
Take possession for the line out.
Guys, you'll use this red-black line here. Okay. Thank you. Luke, just give them the line there. Just wait until he's gone, please. Time on.
McNulty goes to the top.
Blue, green advantage.
Comes down to Zeburik, has it this time. Zeburik on the run, the mullet man, look at him go. No neck and all, superb. Jackson Zeburik. One of the best runs of the night, the replacement. Chicago now find themselves with Luke White, the big frame, the veteran is on the field. Beautiful skills on the outside. The dummy from Boomer. Osberger was there in support. Short moves it to the left-hand side. Chicago, their best attack so far. Most open field flair we've seen. Again, support runners are there. Numbers on the left-hand side. Mason Flesh scored 1 tonight already. Mikula turns it back, knocked on from the captain. Rumble. And here's Orlando that sets off on a run. Matias Orlando drops a couple. Luke White can't get him. Orlando goes. Awara finally brings him to the deck. It's there for Rumble.
No hands, off feet.
Chicago maintained possession in the end. A helter-skelter back and forth affair. With Boomer again on the outside. This time he unlocks Nate Osberger. No, it's Brown on this side. Osberger's been everywhere. Just ready to call his name. The crowbar. That's another strong carry. Chicago muscling with Luke White, the world's tallest hobbit. He's on the park.
Yeah.
Best servant of the game he's been over the years, the US capped international. His parents watching in Australia as well. There's Liz and Mark tuning in from Sydney.
Stay. Counter-ruck's good.
What a long passage of play here. The Hounds still with Zeburik, who started the madness. Awaru, the Canadian international. Played on the 7 series since 2021. Captain 50 as well. Devoto throws a no-look pass on the inside. Zolly Devoto. Again, the wave continues. Zeburik one more time. He's got Uncle Fester with him. That's Luke White. A nice pass, nice hands. Chicago. Devoto looking for the line. He may have knocked it on. We will check. Oh my goodness.
This is amazing passage of play. Some big players in this second half have stood up.
Grounding, all right. Do you have a clear grounding of that? Okay. All right.
Just waiting to hear from the referee.
I'll try for a knock on. Greg, coming up to you.
Here we go. Osberger involved. He's been brilliant in this second half.
I'm here, Pete.
And as it just comes out, Devoto does so well. Does he get it down?
No try. I don't have clear grounding, so I have a knock on, no try. We'll restart with the goal line dropout. Can you please just check whether there is a clear grounding or not?
Checking for a clear grounding.
In many ways, Ollie Devoto deserves a try tonight. He really has been the cornerstone of so much good for Chicago, both sides of the ball. But I think this is going to be a dropout.
Not seeing it, and if he's sweeping, okay. I know, but
that is close.
Very close.
I'm not seeing it.
Look who's there. Manu Ardao as well.
Sorry.
Or does he kick it?
Yeah, please.
No. Ooh. That is...
Pete, I have a decision for you.
Yeah, go ahead, Greg.
We have a grounding by White. It is a try.
Clear try, clear grounding. Okay, guys, we do have a grounding. We've got a try. Here.
Ollie Devoto does get it down. And the Chicago Hounds finish off in a scintillating build-up. And that inside center, he has been a player you've mentioned so many times and for good reason.
Yeah, I mean, just quality. He's such a handful. He's a big guy as well.
You are on the mark.
With the experience that he has, obviously all those games for Exeter Chiefs. He's a Premiership winner. He's a European Championship winner as well. And he comes up good.
Yep.
Lots of great work from the Hounds to get the breakaway in the end, and they just kept the ball alive. Nate Osberg was very much involved, but Devoto, he's such a hard man to bring down. And he's deserved the try today, and that could be, very much could be, the nail in the coffin.
And a bonus point try as well for scoring 4 tries. Ollie Devoto has them up 29 points to 18. 3.5 to go. Will there be more left from Miami? We know in the Shark Tank, they always seem to deliver right to the end. Chris Hilsenbeck puts this one over. 31 plays 18. And Chicago have really come good here in the second half after trailing 18-17.
Tidy game as well. Got to mention Hilsenbeck. Potentially struggled a little bit in this second half, but
yeah,
it's been a lot of aspects to his game that I think he's really taken a shot today. And actually, when Miami did have their ascendancy, their control in the second half, Chicago in the end have repelled it pretty well. They'd be happy with this performance overall. Tough place to come here in the Shark Tank. You like to think they're coming away now with all 5 points.
Of course, yeah, a real seesaw affair between both sides.
Stay in front of him, lads. Don't
very close until those last 2 scores from Connell Boomer and Ollie Devoto. But we're not done yet for Miami. What have they got to deliver? Viadella puts a little chip up, chases, and not quite there in time. Chicago pick with Boomer around the fringes. A nice ball, good tackle. They've knocked this one on. Here come Miami now. Play that free play with Casares. Throws it up top to Bonasso. Here's Young. There's an electric feed of his. There for Orlando. Scoops this one off the boot. Bonasso just waiting to see what he wants to do. With 2 minutes to go. Placement halfbacks on the field as well. Damien Morley. The crowd want more. They want to score at least to finish off this game. It's McNulty. Della yet again. He's got to take it up to the line. It does just that.
Late tackle. Pull out of it.
The replacements. Jay Shaw-Haskin on the park as well.
Penalty only.
Does this just give a slight opening? Is there any kind of glimmer of hope? They need to get on with it, though.
Let's take a look at the players that stood out today. Players of the match for you, my friend.
Well, we're looking at the tackling, but honestly, I picked Osberg and Nate because he's been a dog in the second half. He's really ignited the attack. Absolutely the meter eater. Ardao on the other side. He's been brilliant. There's no other way to say it. He has been fantastic for Miami, but Ollie Devoto on screen has brought it from minute 1 to minute 80. He was the deciding factor in the end, getting that Hounds 4th try, the bonus point. Ollie Devoto is definitely my player of the match.
Thank you.
And well deserved as well. Osberg has been everywhere. Devoto certainly put it out. But Waru again gets his hand stuck in. Trouble is there. Waru's had 2 brilliant tackles, and now he's pushed a line out. His family will be proud of that, as only a minute remains on the stadium clock.
And the impressive thing for Chicago as well is knowing the short turnaround they've had. A game on Sunday against the Free Jacks, brilliant performance, 36 points to 7 against the reigning champions. Then this quick turnaround to come to the Shark Tank. In MLR, as mentioned earlier, getting an away win is never easy to come by. To come away with all 5 points, very impressive.
Very impressive indeed. McNulty to finish things off here for the Sharks. They go to the front. The toy crashes upfield. Tomas Beckerman, who scored the match winner last week, is there. McNulty eludes wonders really well, does the Irish-American. Here's McDonald now. On the side of the Cats. Well, it's been pinched. And that's the replacement coming in. That's Sam Walsh, providing his experience as well, the US international. Counter on that fine is Connor Burns again for Miami. Two sides really flinging everything into the last 10 minutes of this game. And now we find ourselves at full time. The ball's been split, and that will do enough for Chicago. They'll hoof this one out. And Chicago have secured their 3rd win of 2025. They defeat a quality Miami team here in the Shark Tank. Wow, after defeating last year's MLR Shield champions New England just a few days ago. They have traveled well here to Miami, and so many great moments of the match, Will.
Yeah, we're definitely going to pick out that man on screen again, Ollie Devoto, getting that really important try at the end for the bonus point. In what was a gutsy performance from the Hounds. They didn't have it all their own way, but here, this lovely bit of offloading work. Coming through the middle, watch number 11, Nate Osberger, always been involved in this second half. But in the end, it's the England international, former Exeter Chief, who gets himself just over the try line for that 4th important bonus point try, giving them a 5-point win today. Great work on the road from the Hounds. They go top of this Eastern Conference.
Well, we'll be right back with our post-match from the Inter Miami Sports Field in Florida, where the Hounds from Chicago have defeated Miami 31-18 in Week 4 of Major League Rugby.
I can't tell if that's the chest hair or the beard hair.
You know what? I think we've got off to the wrong foot here with the soul patches and the beards.
Shave me off. This looks terrible.
Beard could talk. What would it say?
I don't know. I wouldn't say much. It's pretty thin. It's pretty malnourished.
What you think?
Oh man, yeah, touch your brother nice.
Welcome to the Rugby Rundown.
A one-stop shop for all rugby lovers. From unparalleled access, big-name interviews, and special features.
I'm MLR.
Jocko here.
We've got you covered.
Today's presentation on Major League Rugby was brought to you by VitaCost, the official online health retailer of MLR. VitaCost.com, take the cost out of healthy living. And SportsBreaks.com, the official fan travel partner of Major League Rugby. Welcome back to the Shark Tank, and it's the visitors, the Hounds from Chicago, that have defeated Miami 31 points to 18. Our player of the match, Ollie Devoto, was absolutely outstanding. I think he's with us now. Ollie, are you there, my friend?
I am.
Ollie, congratulations. It's been 2 great weekends for your Chicago side. Tell us a bit about that game, because really it was back and forth.
It really was. There's no easy game in this league. Miami really put us under some pressure, especially in the first half. But, you know, we stuck at it and tried to do the simple things really well in the second half. And, yeah, we got over the line there in the last 10.
Ollie, you keep that earbud in you, mate. I can hear you. Just keep it in there so you can hear us. Really well done today. Awesome work. Talk to us about the difficulty at the beginning of the second half. Miami started to show maybe a bit of control. What was said amongst the group to try and then gain back control for you guys?
Yeah, Will, there was a bit of wind, actually, so coming into half-time, we were 7 up, but, you know, it was a bit touch and go. I think they used the wind really well in the second half and put us under pressure there. Again, it was just doing the simple things really well. Looking after the ball on this plastic surface was tough, but, yeah, ultimately we got over the line, and I think we'll enjoy tonight.
The emphasis was definitely from the backs like Noah Brown and Nate Augsburger. They were carrying, they were trying to get inside the half of Miami in the second half. Then you came alive. Was that definitely a tactic? Because it was something that ultimately in the end worked out.
It was. We didn't want to get into that kick battle because of the wind. You know, we tried to utilize it in the first half. So yeah, it was to get to the halfway and then sort of put our attack on them, and then go to the box kick that I thought Mitch, you know, was putting them on the money and putting them under pressure that way.
Mate, you've been really enjoying yourself. I can see that. How has Major League Rugby been for you? You're so experienced, obviously, from playing in Europe, but it's been tough. Talk to us about your experience so far in MLR.
It's been awesome. Yeah, I didn't know what to expect, but you know, it's highly competitive, highly physical. You get a chance to travel the country, which is amazing. So, yeah, I'd quite like it to hot up a little bit. I think it's been cold the last couple of months in Chicago, but yeah, the locals say the summer's amazing. So, yeah, hopefully it gets a little bit warmer in the next couple of months.
Ollie, before we let you go, has your driving improved? I believe you crashed your car the first week while in
No comment, no comment. Those icy roads.
Exactly.
Oh, man, you're awesome today. Well done, buddy. Great game.
Thank you very much, guys. Cheers.
Cheers. Brilliant. What a character as well. Ollie Devoto there. A heck of a game from the Chicago side. Let's take a look at the final stats brought to you by Sports Breaks. And there should be some interesting reading.
Yeah, there we go. It was the success. In the end, you can see those meters made by Chicago, and the likes of someone like Nate Augsburger at the back really bringing the Chicago attack into the Miami half when they were trying to put all that kick pressure on them. Then gave them the opportunity to build those couple of scores they got in the second half. But this was a tight game. 5 points for Chicago. Great win on the road as they go top of the Eastern Conference. These are the ones that potentially they'll look back on in the future and realize how important this kind of win was.
You're so right. Well, that'll do us for tonight. Thanks for joining us for Week 4, Friday Night Lights in the 2025 season. For Will Hooley and our entire crew, I'm Dallas Stanford saying thanks for watching Major League Rugby Season 8. Be safe out there, and we'll see you soon, you sleek sensations.
Penalty advantage again. Hooley, big inside pass. He finds Nafa, who's going. Now he's offloaded. A diving